Are you ready to discuss that DNA research?
You listen, old man. I know all about you.
Oh, yes? And just what do you think you know?
Danielle's gone. You can't do anything to screw up her life anymore. If you even try, if you even think of bringing me into your stupid little scheme, I'll break your neck. It's over, Rex. You hear me? It's over. Guess you heard that.
Yeah, I heard a little.
Don't worry, all right? Danielle's gone for good. Nothing bad's gonna happen to your little girl.
Better not.
Is this for Dr. Ellen Burgess?
Oh, I'll make sure she gets it.
Is that from Cahill Labs?
Yes, it is.
I mean, that's for me. Thank you.
Well, no wonder Cooper caused his own seizure. Listen to this paragraph. Dr. Cooper displays characteristics of the classic sociopathic personality. He has a genius IQ and a pathological obsession with authority figures that most likely stem from his relationship with his demanding father. The patient can neither feel guilt nor empathize with the feelings of others. He is manipulative and dangerous. Anyone who comes in contact with this ruthless personality is at risk.
If you read the next paragraph, I explain that people are drawn in by his superficial charm and intelligence. He uses them as a ploy to get what he wants.
I think I might have a little help.
Is that from the lab?
Yes, I took the liberty to read it just in case it was bad news.
Is that what it is? Bad news?
No, it's not. According to the tests, there was traces of insulin on the syringe that he had hidden. He injected himself.
You did it.
Let's not get too excited. I want to prove that he actually injected himself.
Well, he hid it in the mattress in his bed.
I know, but I want him to admit exactly what he did.
How are you going to do that? He's been non-responsive since the seizure. He may never wake up.
Did we enjoy our sponge bath?
Dr. Cooper? Dr. Cooper. Chris, page Dr. Hoffman. Tell him to come to Dr. Cooper's room. Right away.
Danielle. I'm sorry, I thought you were somebody else. Nice flowers. Who are they for?
You?
Girls don't bring guys flowers.
In the old days, before us, I would have bought flowers for me. But now I want you to have beautiful things. Dr. Marshak? Dr. Marshak? The patient in 213 is asking for you.
I don't have a patient in 213.
He specifically asked for you.
Hello? Sir, you okay?
Two things before we get started, Junior. Number one, never, ever hang up on me. Number two, you don't decide when it's over, I do. And we're not even close.
I was so sure that the syringe would be evidence enough.
Well, I just want to confirm that Cooper caused his own seizure beyond a shadow of a doubt in case we have to go to court and prove it.
Based on Greg Cooper's history and his family's, I wouldn't be surprised if his lawyer claimed the hospital planted that syringe just to protect its chief resident.
Excuse me, Dr. Collins.
Yeah.
We've got a small problem. It's your father.
Can I help?
Thanks, but I'm sure it isn't a medical issue. But I will have to go.
Kevin, listen, thank you for the report.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do.
I can hear the wheels clear across the room. What are you planning now?
I think we ought to take a little drive.
Where are we going?
Well, we're gonna go visit someone.
May I ask who?
I think it's time I met this Cooper fellow.
No change.
I'm telling you, his eyes moved. I saw them.
Whatever you thought you saw, this patient is exactly the same since the last time I examined him.
Hi, it's me. Leave a message. Hi, Dr. Wexler. This is Becky at General Hospital. I'm having trouble reading an order you wrote. It's on Mr. O'Connell's chart. If you could give me a call, I'd appreciate it.
Hi, this is Dr. Wexler. Yeah, no, that's okay. 0.9 milligrams. Yeah, okay. Bye.
A little disoriented.
Yeah, you were calling out in your sleep, and
This dream was so...
tell me about it.
There was this man, and I was standing out on the patio, and you were angry. I think he was trying to get you out of the apartment, and you were calling out to me, and I knew in the dream that I wanted to help you, but I couldn't get in because the door was locked, and then I woke up, and you were here. And I thought I was still dreaming. I know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking that we're both exhausted, and we're not thinking clearly.
Let me ask you a question. The hospital didn't call. Would you have stopped us?
Yes. I don't know.
Look, Karen, be honest. If that phone didn't ring, right now, you and I would be making love.
Victor, are you all right?
I got a paper.
Let me see.
Victor, these are Forest Hills admission papers. They were supposed to be delivered to me, but I guess they sent them to the wrong Dr. Collins.
Forest Hills.
I was going to tell you about it tonight. Don't you want to get better?
Maybe.
What are you afraid of?
Moving ahead.
Why?
The past. It's always with us.
That's a fact.
Doesn't that scare you, too?
Of course it does. And there's a chance that neither one of us will ever move beyond what was. But how do we know if we don't try?
Victor, if you don't want to move to Forest Hills, fine, I'll respect your decision. But if you want to try to handle it, I promise you, you won't be alone.
Well, you certainly do look like you're out of it. Of course, there's only one way to find out.
What the hell are you doing?
Did you not feel that? Good. He's good.
Come on, he's still unresponsive. The nurse will be back any second, man.
I'm getting out of here.
So even if I could manipulate Serena's DNA, which I can't, it's pointless. See, Danielle's gone. And you can't prove that she's Serena's biological mother. Looks like you're powerless.
Who's to stop me from making that claim as Serena's concerned great uncle? I think it's the least I can do to honor the memory of my poor beloved niece, Danielle.
What do you mean, the memory?
Take notes here, Doctor. Either you cooperate or Danielle's eliminated.
You don't even know where she is.
You're both so predictable.
Hello. Excuse me, miss, are you Danielle?
Yes. Hello? Joe, I know that I'm equally responsible in this.
Look, Karen, I can't just kiss you and hold you and act like nothing happened.
That faceless man in your dream, that was Jagger, right?
Yeah, and I was out on the patio. I can't keep going back and forth between here and there. It is too difficult.
I know, I understand that.
I really, really tried to keep things friendly, Karen. But I don't know how two people are supposed to be friends when they feel the way we do about each other.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Maybe I should go.
No, don't go yet. Not when you're this upset.
I'm okay. Why? I mean, what else is there to say?
You asked me a question before. Do I want you as much as you want me? And I think that deserves an answer.
Who is this?
Jake, is that you?
Danielle.
I was just thinking about you. I can't believe you called me here.
Well, I didn't.
Still believe I don't know where she is?
How'd you know?
I know every move Danielle makes. It would be so easy for me to track her down, to get her alone. So easy for me to snap her pretty little neck. How isn't that what you threatened to do to me?
You said you'd kill me too. I'm still here.
Do you have any idea why I decided to let you live? I thought not. One reason. The threat worked. Danielle did exactly what I told her to do. Had she not, you would be 6 feet under right now, pushing up those daisies that she's so fond of.
I don't believe you.
Really? Go ahead, dare me. Double dare me. But just remember this. It's Danielle who will pay the price. Oh, filthy habit.
Well, one thing you can say about Scott Baldwin, he certainly has flair.
Yeah, well, his flare just got us thrown out of the Forest Hill Sanitarium.
Oh, so what? Now the Coopers and their attorneys know you mean business.
Breaking rules just doesn't bother you, does it?
No, not when the rules are stupid.
You sound like someone I used to know.
Oh, really? Who?
David Falk. Man Greg Cooper murdered. I never thought I'd have another friend like him.
Well, once again, you were wrong.
Where's your father headed?
Forest Hills.
Forest Hills. That's where Cooper is.
I know. Cooper's in a whole different part of the building. He's in a locked ward.
Doesn't it still worry you, though?
Cooper's under guard. He can't hurt my father or anybody else.
There appears to be no response to Mr. Baldwin's foolish act, which confirms my original diagnosis. Had Dr. Cooper been able to feel such a painful stimulus, we would have seen a reaction.
I can't lie to you, Joe. I feel the same way that you do.
Really? I mean, I knew that. It's great.
But the way that I feel, it just complicates things more.
Because of Jagger.
Right. I shouldn't have let you kiss me, and I shouldn't have kissed you back. And I'm afraid to think what would have happened if that phone didn't ring.
I think we both know that.
I'm still a married woman. And until that fact changes, I can't be with another man, Joe. It goes against everything that I believe in about commitment and marriage.
From what I've observed, this marriage is pretty one-sided.
It's really weird. You know, I thought what Jagger and I had would last forever, that things would never change.
Karen, things do change. I mean, they did. Yeah, you have a husband, Karen, but from what I've seen, he doesn't know much about caring about you. And then you have someone who cares about you more than he can say. I know I promised you a friendship, and I've never gone back on anything in my entire life. And I will do my best not to on this. It's getting late.
Are you sure you're awake enough to drive home?
Are you kidding me? Yeah. I think I'll ever get back to sleep. Look, Karen, I'm not leaving because I'm angry or upset. But if I stay here, I'm gonna kiss you again. This time I may not be able to stop.
Dear Jagger, I have loved you for a long time. I assumed I'd love you forever. We used that word on our wedding day, forever, and I never questioned it. Love like ours would never fade. It couldn't possibly. We were Karen and Jagger. Forever. I met Fran in San Francisco at our apartment, and she told me about the two of you. I looked at her fingers and I pictured them touching you. I stared at her lips and I saw them kissing you, and it was a horrible, devastating movie that has played over and over again in my head. She claims this happened because I was so wrapped up in myself and in my career, and if that's the truth, God, I wish you had said it to me. I wish you hadn't pulled away after Stone died. I wish I didn't have to hear about our problems from this woman who behaved as if she knows you better than I do. And maybe she does. Maybe you've changed so much that I don't know you at all. Is that what Fran told me? Truth? I know how you feel about ultimatums, and I like giving them as much as you like hearing them. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Joe, is that you?
What is the verdict?
Could be worse. Brenda could be obsessed with tangerine taffeta and bustles.
True. Custom made for somebody else's dreams. It's terrific, though, isn't it, about Sonny and Brenda? They're getting everything they want, right? It's almost enough to renew your faith. Almost.
Things are going to work out for us, too, you know. You believe that, don't you?
Dr. Devlin,
Hi, Frank. Listen, this is the only way to get to Julie's place, right?
Yeah, but she's not home yet.
Really? I had something I wanted to discuss with her.
Sorry, can I give her a message?
No, thanks. It's nothing to concern yourself about.
Hey, you know, she has been really upset the past few days.
Dr. Devlin.
Dr. Scanlon, you seem to have a full house here.
Is there something I can do for you?
No, actually, I was just coming to see my daughter, but
Why would your daughter be here?
I assumed you told her.
She told me what?
If there's any chance for us at all, if we have anything left, then you're going to tell me the truth.
Joe.
Julie, hi.
You were expecting someone else.
No, come on in. Joe and I were just,
Did I get you out of bed?
No, I couldn't sleep tonight.
Me neither.
Can I get you, I got some popcorn, I got cookies, snacks, some juice, I got...
I'm fine, thanks. This place is nice.
Thanks, yeah, that's right. You haven't seen it yet.
Right.
Right. So, what brings you by?
I think I will take that juice.
Okay.
Remember what I was trying to tell you guys before rounds this morning?
Yeah, I hope it's your secret for how to handle that jerk Devlin.
Not exactly. That jerk is my dad.
Hey. Hope you enjoy that shake, because those 45 grams of fat are going to be padding your behind for a long time to come.
Actually, I found a foolproof way to avoid that.
What the hell?
Keep your nose out of my business.
You have just gone too far.
As far as 1252, apartment 2B, Nicolette Place, Minneapolis, etc.
What are you ranting about?
DJ Halverson, my former landlord.
Look, go get me some new scrubs.
He didn't have any trouble remembering you. Well, your phone call anyway. You see, we're still friends. He used to water my plants, kind of had a little crush on me, you know what I mean?
Well, there's no accounting for taste.
He said some slimy loser called him, trying to be my landlord, checking my references. When I heard the word slimy loser, I automatically thought of you. What the hell do you think you're doing?
You were going to tell Julie your fantasy about how I brought her father to town.
Well, if it's all in my head, why worry?
Well, I'm brutally anti-gossip. See, there's this game they play in war. Mutually assured destruction. You had your finger on the button, whereas, well, I lacked button. Now I have button.
So what's the big scoop? I paid my rent on time.
In one of the Twin Cities' fanciest apartment buildings? Ooh, big bucks to shell out for a med student all by her lonesome.
I never met a dollar I couldn't spend. Oh, no. Oh, my, you mean... Don't tell the others. If they found out I had extravagant taste, why, they'd probably never talk to me again.
Not much of a shocker, is it?
Not even 9 volts. Dr. Lambert? Yeah, all right, we're on it. Nielsen and 614 spiked a fever. We have to do a sepsis workup.
Okay. You know, I was thinking maybe you're right. Who cares about your luxury apartment? Of course, what do you think the others will say when they find out you were sharing it with Dr. Devlin?
It was Julie's news to tell, not mine or yours.
Wait a minute. It's an old habit. For 20 years, I've never hidden the fact that she's my daughter.
Julie's... Our Julie? The Julie that lives downstairs?
Yes. Well, it's late, and I'm going to be leaving before I do any more damage. Just tell her I came by, would you?
Yeah, I sure will. Oh, that self-serving son of a... He knew she hadn't told anyone.
Yeah, well, except you. How long did you know that Julie was Devlin's daughter?
I don't know, a couple of months, maybe.
And when was I going to find this out?
When and if she decided to tell you.
Wait a second, Frank. I work with her. She lives in our house.
We're in competition for the same residency, and you don't have the decency to tell me?
Take it up with her.
No, I'm taking it up with you.
Look, she was going to tell everyone on her own time.
Oh, she sure as hell coasted through rounds today, and now I know why.
She doesn't even want him here.
It's a real strain on her, isn't it?
She was afraid you'd resent her and make assumptions. I guess she was way off the mark on that one, huh, Joe?
I meant jerk in the nicest, most positive way.
I'm familiar with his reputation. It's okay.
This is major, Julie.
I didn't think anyone would find out, but then he just showed up. And I didn't summon him here to get a leg up in this rotation. I couldn't believe it when he walked in the door.
Wow, Ben and Devlin is your dad. Oof.
Yes.
I thought you got off the hook at rounds because of your dimples. I guess it's because of your genes.
He thought he was helping, but if he had any idea how obvious he was being...
Julie Devlin.
I went by Julie Morris to keep people from thinking exactly what you're thinking now.
Which is?
I've always had it easy.
Actually, I was thinking how difficult it must be to live up to his expectations.
Thanks.
And even though I wish I had known, it's no big deal.
Just like that?
Of course, I'm in no position to judge anybody.
Is something wrong?
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, I've been keeping something to myself, too.
You want to tell me about it?
Remember that trip I took to San Francisco to see my husband?
I'd expect this from Ramsey, but not Julie. Could you just shut up for a minute and listen?
I can't believe she did this to us. Today, at rounds, everybody got roasted like a pig on a spit. Everybody except Julie.
And how does this make your bad day her fault?
Because that miserable SOB treated Karen like hell.
Oh, wait a minute. Back up. Karen? About how much of this has to do with Julie?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's better to know than not know. That's what they always say.
How do you feel about Jagger?
He was the love of my life.
Was?
Is. I don't know. I thought we'd grow old together, you know. And when we started growing apart, I couldn't believe it. And I kept saying to myself, this isn't happening. It's not. I love him so much. It couldn't be.
It must hurt when someone you love changes.
Yeah, but you know what's even scarier? Is when you realize you're changing, too.
Changing how?
Well, I'm still married, right? But there is someone else. I can't stop thinking about Joe Scanlon.
I don't know if I want so much anymore. Just little dreams.
How about none at all? You know what they say, no expectations, no disappointment.
I somehow thought you of all people would understand.
Why not the happy ending? Serena's safe, Scott didn't run away with her.
I don't know, I guess for just a moment of time, you know, I thought that it was possible for me to get everything I wanted. We were waiting for our baby. We'd gotten Serena back from those horrible people. And we talked Scott into staying in Port Charles. And then poof, just in a blink, in just a breath, we lost our baby. And Danielle comes forward claiming to be Serena's mother. And Serena, I don't know what will happen. I don't know if she'll just be gone again. I don't think I can do this anymore. I don't think I can be brave anymore.
Lucy, I'll take honesty over bravery any day.
I can honestly say I want you. And worlds could collide, and continents shift and dock. I will always want you. That will never change.
I know that.
I don't like being afraid. I used to be so brave.
You're still brave.
Oh, are you kidding? I jump at my own shadow. I see men lurking everywhere, you know, and I cling to you. You must have felt me grab onto you when we're sleeping at night. That is, if we can sleep. I can't sleep. I go around when I wake up to each room, you know. I peek in to make sure everybody's safe and everybody's in their little place and it's okay. keep thinking some terrible disaster is just going to swoop down. I'm waiting for that swoop down on us or the people that we love.
Lucy, I wish I could look into my crystal ball and give you a faultless future.
I would just love to have a couple of really nice days.
You know, it doesn't get any more flawless than this. What's that? I see something. It's oh. It's our immediate future. Right after Sonny and Brenda's wedding, we go to Manhattan and take advantage of park views and room service, and then we start reconstructing your old perspective, and maybe even laying a blueprint for our own happy ending.
That sounds so wonderful. But I can't stop worrying about Serena and Scott and Victor and even...
Shh. You're fine. This is our time.
Everybody's searching for answers. Everybody tries to find some meaning in their lives. Where do we belong? Who will be our shelter? Looking for salvation, a haven from the storm. We all need something to believe in. We all need a light to see us through. We all need something to believe in. I found something to believe in you. I was like a wayward ship drifting out to nowhere, tossing in the raging waters, trying to find my way home. You must be an angel watching over me, with loving arms my harbor. Now I know I'm not alone. We all need something to believe in.
You think you're smart? You don't know anything.
Well, I know that Devlin was a visiting lecturer at your med school at exactly the same time you were living it up in your fancy apartment. And that look you had on your face when Julie told you Devlin was sticking around. Ooh, Panic City.
You need a nightlife, Ramsey.
Oh, I could never measure up to you. Eve Lambert, go right to the head of the class.
So he lectured at my school a couple times. Big deal. And even if your sick fantasies were true...
Which they aren't, right?
And you went ahead and tried to tell everybody... So what do you have? Chance to make me look like a slut? Who cares? You would crush poor Julie, who still thinks her father is the last of the full-time monogamists, followed by Devlin's single-handed destruction of your career for knocking him off the pedestal Julie had him on.
You know, just because I'm smiling doesn't mean I'm joking. I will do whatever it takes to get where I want to be.
I don't get you. You are an awesome doctor. Why do you have to play all these games?
Oh, and you weren't playing games when you were playing house with Devlin, right?
You're pathetic.
Has anybody seen Dr. Morris?
Off duty. Hours ago.
In that case...
Sir, if I could have a minute? You know, it's such a privilege to have you working here at GH. I'd have to kick myself if I didn't take advantage of your insights and expertise.
Ramsey, isn't it?
I was hoping maybe we could have lunch.
Alan's already booked my schedule to capacity.
I see. Well, maybe some other time.
Doctor.
Yes, sir.
Breakfast at the Port Charles Grill, 7:30.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Tell me this has nothing to do with Karen.
Just lay off.
What is up with you?
Nothing. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I can tell.
Look, I can't do it anymore.
What did you do?
Nothing I actually did.
Father McNulty always said, sin in your thoughts or your deeds.
is still sin.
Yeah.
Right, well, then I guess I've been doomed to hell ever since we started working together.
Impure thoughts, huh?
It's got to stop. I mean, we work together.
I guess it's better than torturing yourself on a one-way street.
It's not a one-way street anymore. No, I didn't do anything exactly. I mean, I left. Just don't ask how.
Which accounts for your mood when you got here.
I mean, she's married, you know, and it doesn't matter how she feels about me. She still wants to work on the marriage. She still wants to stay married.
I'm sorry, man.
And when I was under suspension, the hardest thing about it was seeing everything that I ever dreamed about, everything that I ever worked for my entire life, right there in front of me. And knowing I may not get it. As bad as that was, it doesn't even compare to how I felt tonight.
Did I just say that I can't stop thinking about Joe?
Oh, do we laugh or cry? I mean, oh, what are you gonna do?
I just want to be happy. I just want to live a happy life. Is that wrong?
Of course it's not wrong. Whatever you decide, I'm with you.
And thanks for telling me about your dad.
I'm gonna tell everybody, one at a time. Could you keep this to yourself until I do?
Yeah, sure, of course. And what I just told you...
Goes no further.
I mean, I know that you and Frank are kind of...
don't worry about it.
Okay.
Well, try and get some sleep.
Okay, is your dad leading rounds tomorrow?
Yeah, he didn't really have time, but when I told him how much fun we all had, he worked it into his schedule.
You're twisted.
Call me if you need me.
Okay. I can't do this anymore. I can't wait for you to send up some kind of a signal while I try to save this marriage, or lack thereof. I know your superiors have forbidden you to contact me, but you have to break the rules just this once. More than anything, I want to know that you're not having an affair. I never thought you were a saint, but the one thing I could count on was Jagger's never gonna hurt me. I don't know what's going on, or what I want, or how I feel anymore. We really did love each other once upon a time. We were gonna be different, beat the odds, and stay in love forever. Guess forever's not as long as it used to be. Tell me something. Tell me it happened or that Fran lied. But tell me the truth. I deserve that. And our life together depends on it. Love me.
Dr. Avalos to neurology. Dr. Ralph Avalos to neurology.
Eve, I'd like you to meet my father, Dr. Bennett Devlin. Your father? Uh-huh. Dad, this is my roommate, Eve Lambert. Hey, trying to avoid Dr. Boardman, huh? trying to figure out when I can tell the rest of the interns that I'm a Devlin and not a Morris.
Gonna take another shot at announcing it to the whole group?
At this point, I owe them an individual explanation.
Who else is left to tell? I know. Chris knows.
He was the first person I told.
Really? I didn't realize you two had become so intimate.
We're not, but he's a good friend.
He is. And just how did that happen?
Thanks. Dr. Devlin, good morning. Good to see you away from the hospital.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Well, I won't waste your time. I'm concerned about Julie.
Julie?
Yes, from day one, I could tell she was someone very special. Just needs a little looking out for.
Yeah, and you're volunteering.
Yes. Yes, I am. She's a very dear friend. That's why I called you with my concerns.
And what are your concerns, Doctor?
Good morning, Miles.
Good morning, Lee.
Thank you for meeting me here. It's so much more comfortable in the office.
I'm presuming this means that you're agreeing to the terms of the settlement?
Oh.
If you've got a brain in your head, we both know that General Hospital can't withstand another trial. Let the lady doctor take the fall. It'll be better for everyone.
Wouldn't be better for Dr. Burgess. And she is a good doctor, you know.
Please. My client's a vegetable because of her.
Now, that's your opinion.
It's a medical fact. I don't believe this. You're going to trial.
Miles, I don't think it's going to come to that. But I can see you are confused, and luckily, I have some people here who can explain it to you.
Explain the fact that your client's condition belongs on his own shoulders.
Good morning, Mr. Cooper. Time to change our sheets. Make us nice and comfy. Not that we've noticed.
Not exactly luxury accommodations, is it? This is not the room that I was promised for you, just so you know. But if the walls start to close in, you can always focus on this Monet. The colors remind me of the fields around the convent, I think. Oh, I'm sure this is only temporary. They'll run some tests on you, and then they'll move you into the outpatient building.
More tests.
Just what you need, right? Like being put into a full lockup. I'm sorry, Victor. I was assured that you'd be put into another part of the building. I had no idea this was going to happen. You don't belong in here with criminals like Greg Cooper. It's as if our minds aren't prisons enough already.
Shh. I'm okay, Muck. So are you.
Now, this is Dr. Ellen Burgess, Dr. Matthew Harmon, and my son Scott, who is Dr. Burgess's attorney.
And you know all the particulars of the case?
Well, I know that Dr. Burgess has a sterling medical record, top of her class. Not the first person that I would go after in a malpractice suit, but you've got guts.
I prefer to call it justice.
Justice, huh? Well, let's just compare her file to your client's.
What's that?
This here is a report from an expert in forensic psychology.
Let me see that.
Oh, you'll get a copy, but in the meantime, let me just give you some of the highlights here. Here he's talking about Greg now. A sociopath, utterly without conscience, free to prey upon an entire hospital community due to the machinations of his influential family.
Oh, I like that. That's well put.
My client's mental state is not the issue here.
Yeah, well, it will be soon.
Attacking the victim, Lee. Isn't that a little desperate?
Dr. Harmon, why don't you tell him about what you found in the victim's room?
A syringe, still containing traces of insulin. Evidence that Greg Cooper's second seizure was self-induced.
That's ludicrous. The evidence was obviously planted.
Dr. Cooper's room has been sealed since he was transferred out.
We examined it together in the presence of a security guard.
And Dr. Cooper was severely hypoglycemic when he went into seizure, followed by cardiac arrest. And Dr. Tony Jones can corroborate that.
What reason would a sad soul like Greg have to do this to himself?
Try revenge.
Oh, yeah, like the time he got a low grade on his chemistry test, he snuck back into the gym, burned it down. You were the attorney. You got him off then, too, didn't you?
You're making this up as you go along.
Okay, all right, fine. Let's just go to court, then. We'll just air the Cooper family linen to the press, to the public. Mr. Senior Cooper, I wonder how many golf games he'll be able to scrounge up.
Hey, but hey, OJ can still play now and then, can't he?
So what's it going to be, Crandall? You feel like gambling in open court or not?
I'm in 212 right now. Yeah, and I am dying for a cigarette. I'll meet you on the terrace in 10. Yeah, I just have to finish up here and then see to the new patient right above here. It won't take long. Yeah, this one's a total veg. All right, later. Time to change our pillowcase. Didn't even notice, did we?
I know a lot of people don't like Chris, but he knew my secret long before anyone else, and he kept it. You know, you never did tell me. How did he find out about that? He picked up on something Greg Cooper said the night we were all held hostage. He just put two and two together. He's a smart boy. He is smart and arrogant and misunderstood. Sounds like what you were saying about your father. Chris can be very sensitive if you take the time to get to know him. Okay, sure, I'll pencil that in for sometime next year. Why do you have to judge him or my father, for that matter? You don't know either one, really. Just one of the drawbacks of being so superficial, I guess. What was it that Chris was saying about you? That you could see into the heart and souls of everyone? Must come in handy.
If you're through, I have some reading I need to do.
Aren't you just the slightest bit curious about what's been going on with your daughter?
Okay. What do you want?
Just what's best for Julie. I suppose you wouldn't be too thrilled to hear she's living in a basement and dating an ambulance driver.
And who do you have in mind to replace Frank Scanlon in Julie's affections? Yourself, perhaps?
You know, I thought you'd be grateful that I cared enough about your daughter's welfare to give you a call.
Well, I am, but I'm here now.
I see. So you don't need me.
You're very perceptive.
And you are making a very big mistake. See, I know I'm just a lowly intern, but I hear a lot of things about a lot of people.
You know, hospital gossip has really never held any interest for me.
I can make sure those things are repeated, or they die a quick death. Gossip does hurt.
What are you getting at?
Well, you see, we interns are such a tight-knit bunch. We work so closely together, so many hours. We get to know each other's little secrets. In fact, just the other day, I found out something so surprising about my good friend, Eve Lambert.
Really? Why in the world would I care about what you learned about anyone?
I do not appreciate these tactics, Lee. I expected better of you.
Oh, don't blame him. We were just playing good cop, bad cop, and now it's my turn to be bad. Would you like to hear more?
Certainly not.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just surprise you in court. Hey, you know, I was thinking this would make a hell of a TV movie, you know? You ought to contact one of the networks.
How can you make fun of a comatose boy? It's neither funny nor ethical.
You know, excuse me, Mr. Crandall, but the morality of the situation hasn't seemed to bother you before.
Good day.
Oh, by the way, you may want him to beef up your role.
What role?
Well, you know, the part where you were the last visitor to Cooper's room before he had the seizure. See, my spin is that the loyal family retainer snuck in the syringe with the insulin in it. You know, I see John Stamos in the part.
Are you implying that I supplied the instrument of death to my own client? Why would I do such a thing?
Oh, I don't know, maybe at the request of Cooper Sr.
Greg told us a lot about his father while he was holding us at gunpoint. Seems that Dr. Cooper Sr. is of the Death Before Dishonor school.
So now you're threatening me?
No, we're just trying to make you famous. I mean, at least that's how I would write it.
I cannot allow the Coopers to get down in the mud and roll around with the likes of you.
Oh, then you might drop the charges after all.
I'm not promising anything. But I shall advise my clients to do so rather than to associate with your ilk.
Our ilk will wait for your call.
That was beautiful.
Am I right? Could this nightmare be over by tomorrow?
Yeah, I got a feeling that he's gonna drop the suit.
Scotty, you have just saved General Hospital a ton of money.
Well, it wasn't really me. It was Nick and Nora over here that did all the work.
Well, I propose a toast to beating Cooper at his own game.
To a good doctor that shouldn't have been hassled in the first place.
Here, here.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Baldwin. Both of you.
Well, it's not over yet, but it's close. Very close.
All right. I'm gonna put you on your side here. I can change your linens, and you can do a thread count on the percale. Interesting life you have here. Okay, here we go.
I cannot tell you how much better I feel.
Well, we're not out of the woods yet.
But at least I'm on the right trail.
Well, personally, I couldn't be happier. The hospital does not want to lose you. You have a wonderful reputation.
As a doctor.
Well, shall we say everyone admires.
Now you can go back to being the terror of the ER.
Didn't I just thank you? Don't make me have to take it back.
Hey, you know, I forgot what it was like to annoy people for a living.
You know, after yesterday, I wasn't sure you were going to make this work.
What happened yesterday?
Well, we paid a little visit to Greg Cooper.
Oh, I don't want to hear about it.
Power to the people, man.
Hey, come on, you're too young for Woodstock.
What was that?
You know, that thing they had on MTV a couple of years ago?
I remember a Civil War battle in the vicinity.
Oh, come on, you old geezer. I got a date with a blonde.
Yeah, I can imagine it's my granddaughter. Now, don't hurt the brittle bones. I've almost made it to the Register of Historical Monuments. And listen, you two stay and have an early lunch, because on the hospital, you deserve it.
Thank you.
Good luck.
See you. Those two are from the same family, huh?
Well, stranger things have happened. And listen, we should be getting back to...
Wait a minute. You cleared us until the afternoon.
Yeah, well, the meeting went faster than was expected.
Well, face it, you've got some free time on our hands here.
Which we could both use most productively, either sleeping or catching up on some paperwork.
Come on. We're in a real restaurant with real clothes and stuff. And you just got your problem solved.
Almost.
Can't you just enjoy the moment?
Okay. Now, let's go.
Oh, you know, God forbid you actually enjoy the trip.
What trip?
Life. Life.
Well, I am having a great time. I'm doing work that I love, except for dealing with pushy interns. I'm self-sufficient. Believe me, in my soul, this chick is doing cartwheels.
I'd like to see that sometime.
Yeah, well, don't count on it.
Hey, come on. Lee Baldwin said we could have lunch and put it on the hospital tab.
Well, he didn't really mean that.
Well, he sounded sincere to me. Come on, you gotta eat sometime, right?
Actually, I'm starving. I've been too upset to eat for days, but that is going to change right now. Excuse me. Could we see some menus, please?
Oh, hey, she's learning to enjoy the trip, man.
Thank you.
You know, I think you're misinterpreting what I said.
You know, I think you're way out of your league. Now, you say you care about Julie.
Oh, I do. I just want you to know that your secrets are safe with me.
Like Julie's were. I mean, somebody had to alert Scanlon about who Julie was. Is that part of your concern?
I have no idea how he found out.
I do. You know, Dr. Ramsey, I remember what it was like to be an ambitious young intern and how easy it is to make a tactical error and assume you have an advantage when you have none.
Oh, I would never assume that.
Good.
And I would never hurt Julie.
Then we understand each other.
Yes, sir.
I'll be seeing you around the hospital, won't I?
Looking forward to it. Thank you for your time.
I know you think my father shouldn't have stayed in Port Charles to do these seminars. But he didn't want to hurt me, and he just wants what's best for me. He'll see that I can get it for myself, and he'll be fine with that. Excuse me. Hello?
Are you alone?
No. I'm in the OR, but answering my social calls is far more important. What can I do for you?
Well, I mentioned dinner. How about tonight?
I don't think so.
Afraid?
Never again.
Good, then tonight it is. I know a wonderful little inn just outside of town.
What is this about?
I just have some things I want to discuss with you. Meet me?
What time?
5 o'clock. Too early?
No. No, actually, that's great. 5 o'clock is good. I can be home in time for my favorite TV shows.
I'll send a car.
You made a date. Is that so hard to believe? I didn't know there was a man that brave in Port Charles. Anyone I know? No, no, believe me, you don't know this man at all.
You know I'm trying to help you.
I never helped you.
Past is something we're stuck with, Victor. We either move forward from it or not.
Don't go back there, Monk. It just makes you sad.
I can handle it. But thank you.
How's everything in here?
Excuse me, when is my father going to be moved to a more comfortable room?
As soon as he has some preliminary tests and you meet with his principal doctor.
Well, I'm ready whenever he is.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'll be out on the terrace if you need me. Hey, you got a light?
No.
Great. Where did you put those matches?